Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to the Infinite Way, where spirituality meets humanity. And it brings me great honor to introduce to you Elizabeth Keshine. Beautiful. Elizabeth is a leader among her community of the Maasai. She is an entrepreneur. She has many different projects going on, of which I'm so excited to share and discuss with you. Why don't you take a little bit of time to introduce yourself?
Thank you. I'm Elizabeth Keshine from Maasai land, Kajiado, Kenya. I'm a mother. I'm a voice to the voiceless lady in my community. I'm a founder of Destiny Maasai Chick Beadwork, and also I'm a founder of Nasila community-based organization.
Thank you so much. And there's so many things I want to talk to you about. And let's start off with family. You are a mother. How many children do you have?
I'm a mother of three.
Three beautiful children. And what are they?
I have two girls and one boy.
Okay. How has it been to raise your children? Is it easier to raise boys? Is it easier to raise girls? What do you find the challenges are with raising your children?
It's not easy due to some circumstances in my community. As a mother, I went through a lot, especially my first two children are girls. So in my community, you have to have a boy so that we may have a right in that family. If you don't have a boy child, you are just nobody in that family. So I thank God. I'm now a mother of two girls and one boy. So that's why I started to be a voice to the women in my community that do without a boy. So if you are a mother of girls alone, you can be somebody in that community. It's not a matter of that you must have a boy child. That's why I started my first project called Destiny Maasai Chick. I wanted to empower women that to have their rights and use their beads to make some money that can help themselves and not to depend on their men. Yes.
Okay. So my question to you is this. As a girl child being raised in the Kajiado community of the Maasai, how hard was it for you to have your voice heard?
It is it is not easy, Enolia, because girls are just hmm, culturally cultural taboo prevents women from owning their rights. So a girl is just like they don't have their freedom. And even now I'm still struggling to fight for the girls because women they still have that fear to come out and say no to FGM, no earlier marriages. I'm still going a lot, but at least I got some help from my husband. He's supporting me somewhere. He tried to mobilize youths, especially men, to stand on their sisters and protect them from earlier marriages and FGM. That's at least I'm seeing that I'm getting some light there. You know, women, they don't have that, what do you call, they have been denied freedom of mobility, abuse in, like, physically, emotional. So they feel like that that traditional that's a normal way for our women to stay, like they are just there to stay. They don't talk for themselves.
So how early are the marriages starting, and are the marriages arranged?
Maasai girls, they go through FGM at around 9 years, 11
Oh,
years. Yes.
okay.
After immediately they go through that cut, they eventually get married at that, say, let's say 13, 12 to 13 years.
Wow. So I didn't realize that the FGM came first and then the marriage. So for those of you who don't understand what FGM it stands for, that's female genital mutilation.
Yes.
Okay. So you're telling me at 9 years old, these girls are going through these cuts.
Mhm.
Why did this start? Where did this tradition come from?
Men's exchange girls in the term of money, and men get, let's say, cows from girls. So it's like they're selling girls to get money and cows. So that's why they give out their girls at that early age.
Does the child that's 9 years old goes through this trauma, and
Mhm.
then on top of this, they're not necessarily the only wife either, correct?
Hmm?
They're more than men can have more than one wife. How many wives can a man have?
A man can marry even 7 wives
Wow.
in my
Okay.
community. The more you have more wives, the more you are richer man.
Wow. So that's the part that needs to change, is the perception that richness equates to how many wives you possess.
Wife. Mm-hmm.
Now, I do a lot of speaking with people, and I've met women from Kenya. I actually walked the East and West Savo parks of Kenya, 100 miles across the East and West Savo park, starting at Kilimanjaro. And in speaking and understanding and knowing that a lot of times the wives don't get along. A lot of times there are fights between the wives. It's not just that a man has 7 wives, but the relationships aren't always the best. What's life like when you are added as a wife, and you may not necessarily like the other wives?
In the community, first wives belong to the community. Let's say a man has 2 wives. So the second wives belong to the man now. So, so let's say the first wife now, no rights. Everything a man bring to belong to the second wives. So that's why the quarreling come in, because who will take care for the first wife? It must be the man, but the man shift to the second wife. And the most problem that even if you are going through all this, you cannot go back to your family, to your father family. You must stay there because the man pay everything to your family. So you have to go through all
Mm.
this and take care of your children, but you can't go back to your parents.
Because of the dowry. So the men are paying the dowry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I understand that that happens. And so this quarreling has happened so much and women not being allowed to go back to their families. This is why you have some all women villages, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, how do the women empower themselves when they find themselves caught in this situation?
Since the day I started my Destiny Beads work, we come and started some women groups. We can make our beads. The little money we had, we support the vulnerable families, or we buy some sanitary pads to the needy girls around the community. So that's the way I started to empower my fellow women around me. And since the time I started Nasila, I started to go around Kajiado and gather some groups. I'm still going through to gather more groups and teach them to come together and have one voice. That even as women, even if the men are not there for us, we can be stronger. You know, I used to tell them, we are the pillars of our families. We are the pillars of our communities. We can be stronger and more stronger if we came together. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I so agree with you. We are always stronger together. And, it's funny because what we are taught is we are always taught to just have our own. And what's most important is just what we want, not what anybody else needs. And what that is it's very divisive. It divides everyone. And if everyone is just looking out for themselves and nobody gets anything, nobody wins. But when we can embrace each other and align with each other, so that if you are successful, I'm successful. If I'm successful, you are successful, and we both get lifted up, that helps not just us, but our children and those who depend on us. And I'm so grateful that the women have discovered this and the women are understanding this. What would you say is the biggest lesson learned of empowerment by the women?
So the lesson I came to learn that women are stronger if they get their own. 99% of their incomes go back to the community. And they have that passion to help each other. And I came to realize that the richest community is that community have more powerful women. You know, a woman can do as much as she can do. She can support her children, and also they can support each other. And I used to say the rich community is that has at least strong women and women with intelligence. And my wish is that I want to see women at the Kajiado County inquire at literature and education, also leadership in my community. And that's my wish, to see my fellow women as the leaders of tomorrow.
Yes.
They can have let's say a governor, which is a woman.
Yes.
In my community. That's my wish of tomorrow.
Yes. So my question to you is, at what age do you start having this conversation? Because if the children, if they're 9 years old for FGM, are you trying to talk to them at 7 and 8 years old to have a different outlook? When do you, and how do you catch the women to empower them, because frankly, at 8 years old, you're considering that 8-year-old to be a woman because she can be married. She has to go through ritual. So when do you catch them to have the conversation to empower?
Like December, I was planning to have a whole week seminar for only women and girls. I have been starting girls who are at PP2 class and start to mentor them that FGM is not good and something that can, if a woman go through FGM, her tomorrow she will face a lot of problem tomorrow. So I have been encouraging my girls that don't allow anybody to touch you. If somebody try to touch you, just set an alarm. I will be there for you.
God bless you for that. Bless you for that. And how do you work on changing the mindset of those who want to enforce FGM? Because that's the elders, that's the men's, correct? So how are you able to change the ones who want it little by little?
I started to talk with my chief area administrator around my village, and also women who are used to cut girls, and tell them this is something that can bring problem to your life tomorrow. Also, they have been telling us we used to cut girls so that we can get food for our children.
Okay.
I have been telling them if they stop, I can organize at least 2,000 for them every month. That's I have been using, and I'm afraid God that I can be able to to do that.
Yes, that's wonderful. I can't express to you enough how important your work is, because we hear this on the outside, but when you are facing the people who are angry that want this, that is, you have to be extremely strong. That is so hard to face and tell somebody no when they're trying to push something onto you. I really am so happy that the children have you as a leader, the young ladies, because when you hear it from someone else, then you understand why you are afraid and why you need to be strong to stand up for your right and to speak your truth. That each one of these young ladies is a gift to be here. And that because you don't want this doesn't make it wrong. It doesn't make you wrong, but that it just makes you strong. It's so important. And that nothing will stop unless you stand up and say your truth and stand in your truth and speak your truth. And understanding that sometimes it comes at a cost, but the more that we do it together, the more important and the more that we chip away at what is pushed to stop it in its tracks. So I'm so grateful that you do what you do, and it's so important, Elizabeth. My question to you is, can you share about your program that you're going to have in December and what some of your needs are? Because if there are people out there that want to support you, we want to give them a way to support you. I have Expressions of Humanity Foundation, and if anyone wants to donate to you, they can go to www.expresshumanity.org. Excuse me, EXPRESS humanity.org. and put in Elizabeth or Maasai, and it will go directly to you. But share what you're doing in December and why you're doing it.
On December, I want to teach women the beads which can get market earlier. And for girls, I will have a class of FGM. After that, I was willing to donate food for the vulnerable families and also to give sanitary pads to the girls.
And the sanitary pads are very, very important also as a part of our rite of passage and to understand how to take care of ourselves as women. Is there anything else that you want to share? What do you want the public to know about your community and your leadership?
I want them to know that as a Kajiado, we make a beautiful bead that can attract everybody. We also sell to the local and international customers. So I want them to know that our cultural is beautiful. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And where can you be reached if anyone wants to reach out to you to speak with you?
My email, Keshine Elizabeth. My Facebook account, Mesh and Gideon. My business page, Destiny Maasai Chick.
Okay. And for those of you, if you didn't get her contact information, we will have it in the description with this interview. So please, we're asking you, if you feel so inclined, donate through expresshumanity.org or check out Elizabeth Keshine on Facebook under Mesh. That is, let me just get it right. Mesh Ene, E-N-E, Gideon, Gideon. That's Mesh Ene Gideon on Facebook. And again, you can always check the description here. And do you have any last words that you want to say or share?
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching me. I am very happy to be here. And my prayer is that I want to see the tomorrow of Maasai girls and women for women to get entrepreneurship protections and girls to have a free word, free FGM and earlier marriages. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And how wonderful it was to have you on The Infinite Way. I am so grateful that you are here. And I am so excited for your sharing. And we're also excited to have you as a speaker, an international speaker in our platform. I am a global champion, where you will be speaking about your leadership and speaking about how you are able to help and work with women so that they can have their empowerment and execute their freedom. So thank you again, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
My heart goes out, and I'm so excited that we are connected. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.